today. From M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Miami Dolphins. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come into this. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This fielded right at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Throwing is Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
There's a lot of good to watch in the game last week, wasn't there? I mean, he did throw 2 touchdown passes. That was impressive. And he's so close, isn't he? The 3 interceptions killed him and his team. That was costly. But if he just cleans that up a little bit, there's a reason for optimism with this team and this passer.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
2nd down and 4. Tua going to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Calais Campbell able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He'll get this out wide to Gaskin. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Tua. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. 2nd down and 5. On the handoff, it's Gaskin. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now Tua. It's caught by Coleman. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tua. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it. And that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the gun, Jackson. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
Flushed out right, and he's going to be taken down right at the line. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Tackle made there by Eric Rowe. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he will have a Ravens first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Good call there on 1st down, and Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Here's the option going left on 2nd down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now it's Jackson. They set up the screen to Hill. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guaranteeing it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Jackson now. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Devin Duvernay with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Justin Tucker for the extra point. Lead at 7-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Noah Igbenogany from his end zone. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. This is Gaskin on the carry, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Tua. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and then he curls back inside for the completion.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. A gain of 6 there on 1st. From just shy of midfield, Tua. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. And again, it's Tagovailoa. Finding Gaskin underneath. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Here's Gaskin. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Flush to his right. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Pretty good job escaping the pressure. Gets him 15 yards on the scramble, but now it's 4th down. Minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt, and he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon, and think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
With a football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins. Now, looky there. He's getting close to 1,000. I'm sure he knows where he stands. I bet if the offensive line didn't know, he made sure they knew. I'm closing in, guys. Final week of the season.
You know who really informed the offensive line? The offensive line coach.
Okay.
Because it's a big deal for his unit as well to be able to say, hey, we escorted guys to 1,000 yards or more in a season, just like blocking for a 3,000-yard or 4,000-yard passer. So it's a lot of pride on the line, and his pride is paramount because he wants to be able to join that pantheon of guys that in the NFL ran for 1,000 yards or more in a season.
Pride on the line. I see what you did there.
You like that?
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Being chased out left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. To throw again on second down, Jackson. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Jackson on first down. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And he will slide down with a good gain. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. So they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. Tucker's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Dafe Owe just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. He'll bite, and the pressure gets to him again. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
They'll run on 1st down. Dobbins, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Jackson from the shotgun. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Here's Jackson to throw. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Taken in at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Miami's offense set and ready to go.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There's absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
Second and 10. A play fake for Gaskin. Now Tua.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
It's Chuck Clark picking it off. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Throwing to start the drive. Jackson.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Another run here with Dobbins. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So potentially a turning point here in the third quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, 2nd guy in, tackle the ball.
They'll run now with Gaskin. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Tua sets up to pass it. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Second and 5. Another run with Gaskin. They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Dolphins on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 2. And that will be incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Miami. call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Dobbins. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and take it to the house for a Miami touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a 1-score game.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. The Ravens on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time it's 3rd and 3. They go play action now. Jackson finds his tight end Oliver here outright. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And it'll be 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to
a hit, and the ball is out. But I think a Dolphin was able to fall on it. Yes, they'll keep possession here. fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. Now back to throw. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. They'll set up a throw. They'll roll him out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Patrick Queen in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering, because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Two-yard punt, 6 on the return. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he is going to lose yardage here. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Edwards. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. Miami set to take over. Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. 2nd and 4. Play action. Now it's Tua. His throw incomplete. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. He's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Meanwhile, Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Now Tua. He's got to complete to Waddle. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now an open man. That's the tight end, Gesicki. It's complete. Tua going to try and go quickly here. Tua to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
It makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Tua. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. Tua. A high throw there as this is knocked away. Down to the ground and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Juwan James, the right tackle, first-round selection in 2014. He's the one that got flagged there.
An option handoff here to Dolphins.
Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
48 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Jackson. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. And they will take a knee here. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall effort.
I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating, even better job of game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground, but both really started to come in sync.